The birdies are coming, boys. The birdies are coming. If we get through 16, game on. That's all I'm saying. Game on. Strap in, folks. It's going to be a finish. Hopefully a good one, not a car crash. Today we have gone local. It's season 2, it's episode 2 of In the Red, and we are at the glorious Mere Golf and Country Club. It's in Knutsford, which is only a couple of miles down the road from Warrington Golf Club, so very, very local to me. I actually worked here with Rick Shiels, I think back about 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago. That's where I actually first met him and where we both became professional golfers. So we're going to head out here. It is a championship golf course. It's hosted Open qualifying numerous amounts of time. I think my best ever score that I've shot around here in a comp was 65 when I used to play in the comps, but it's been a while since then. So we're going to see how we go today and see if we can get in that red. So after round 1 and looking at my shot scope data, there's a couple of areas that I want to improve on. We played round 1 at the Duke's Golf Course, and what I need to now do is make sure that I'm a little bit better off the tee. I think picking a line, being a bit more central with fairways instead of trying to shape it too much around them. And then that green approach play, I need to start hitting it a little bit closer again, but we'll keep working at it and see how it goes. We'll monitor it throughout the round. So the first hole here at the Mere is a par 5, bit of a generous run. It's only 480 from here. We are playing slightly forwards today with it just coming into spring. You want to stay down the left hand side because the Mere is on the right and you don't want to go down there. If you can get it safely away, then you've got a pretty good look at knocking it on in 2. So aim down the left and let it just fall down here. Let's go. And that is probably the best drive I've hit in a long time. That is A1, straight down the middle. We're off to a good start. I'm not going to try and predict score. All I'm going to say is that I want to try and stay focused on my process today. It's right down the flag, travel a bit. Just the tiniest bit of ground before the ball. It's middle of the green. It's one of our better starts. Not going to get overly critical on that one, but just that little bit of extra strike and could have gone in the hole. I thought that flag was a little, probably 10 or 15 paces more up. It's pretty much slap bang and I'm more on the front, but it's par 5. We're there in 2. We've got to, like I say, be a bit more positive this series, I think. Be nice, be kind to yourself, Matt. Oh, I thought that was going to be an eagle, baby. Eagle. Just caught that a little bit out the heel. A bit prone to that at the minute. There we go. Ring the birdie bell. Ring the birdie bell. It's the best start I think we've ever had. Get in. 1 under. In the red. Let's go. Hole 2. Feeling it. I'm in the mix. I'm in the mix. I'm in the mix. So the second hole. This is a tough hole, this. It's 370 yards. There's a pond down the right-hand side. And if you do leak it a little bit right, obviously they come into play. Off the back tee is actually about 35 yards back there. I would probably hit rescue down, but looking at it now, there's more space down the left-hand side. If you were to just smash driver, where I'm landing, even if I do go tree side, it's actually a bit more open there. There used to be a couple more trees and it looks like one's sort of fallen. So I'm thinking this carries the water. I just play down the left with a little cut. I'm driving it nicely, stay positive, and we should have just a flick on then. Get past it. Yeah. I did actually leak that a little bit right and my heart was in my mouth, but I've seen it bounce and it's actually cleared the trees, and whether I've caught the fairway, I don't know. It looked like it was, but it might just be semi. It's okay. 87 yards and there's a little tear in this green, so I've got to fly it best part of 83, so go for a 56 and just killer instinct straight down its neck. Look at that, new magnet, boom. Boom, Maggie. Caught it heavy, literally pitched on the tear. Luckily it stayed there, but not enough speed through that. I was second guessing myself. not the wedge shot that I wanted, need to get a little bit killer. Just felt, you know, one strange thing, my grip felt a little bit shiny. I need to clean them on my wedges, just felt a little bit off in my hands. Strange little things like that, isn't it? But all mean advantages. But I've caught the tee, it's trickled back down it. I've got about 25 feet now up the hill, a little bit left to right. If we can just cozy this one home, I'll take a 4 and make my way out of here, run away to the next hole. It's always a tricky hole, this one. Anything better than 4 is a huge bonus. Right, good pace, just struggled up the hill there a little bit, but a comfortable 4 keeps us in the red onto the next hole. I'm not sure as well if this course now is hosting open qualifying this year, if it's one of the venues. It had been for quite some time. Be interesting if it is, because if I do okay around here today, I'd potentially look at it as a venue to play. I think I want to do it. I think this series came from me playing open qual and actually enjoying it last year. Whether I go back up to Panmure or not, I wouldn't know. Yeah, it'd be interesting if I were to play it here. But back to the task at hand. It's 155 to the middle. It's slightly up the hill. I'm going to hit 8 iron. The pin's pretty much slap bang in the centre as well, so just play slightly left for my fade and let it just trickle in. Again, same swing thoughts. Stay positive. Hold your line just right of the flag. Yeah, about 30 feet. We've got a good look at birdie. Okay, it's amazing, this process of going for some lessons and actually knowing what I've got to try and do. It's actually helping me, and even my bad is actually getting a bit better. This was all, I used to love this par 3, playing this all the time. It's a tricky one. The green's not huge, but there's enough green to question where you should hit it, and there's certain spots that make it tricky as well, and the fall off around the green. If you short side yourself on this green, it was always a tricky up and down. Made some serious 2s on here as well. Hopefully we get another one now. Oh, so I was going to zoom off down the hill a little bit more then. I was a little tentative, I'm not going to lie. Tidied up. I mean, there was a little bit of panic in there when I left that a little bit short, but we're 1 under par, we're in the red still after 3 holes. It's going nicely. Just got to think about the process, not the score. Every swing that I've hit so far, I've really committed to, which I'm quite happy about. Let's see if we can keep that. Let's see, let's check in after 6 holes and see if that's the case. The 4th hole is an interesting one. It's 333 yards today. There's a couple of bunkers, couple that are at about 210 yards. Then there's another one at about 285 it is to get into it. So I don't think drivers are playing. It's interesting, and comment down below if you're someone who does this. Before the round, I was actually thinking about this hole, like I've hit driver so many times and not ended up in a good spot trying to take the bunker on. So today I'm actually just going to hit my forward and play a little bit right of it, so I'm going to be short hopefully, as where a driver could get into it comfortably. So this one covers the other 2 traps, but interesting how whether you're looking on the website or looking at the course map before and you're planning your game before, and I've actually stuck to my thought process here, which is good. And there's a slight hint of fade on it. It's dead in the centre of the trap and it's perfectly short of it. It looks about 15 yards short, which is good. So tell you what, this mental side of the game, if you get this right, whoo, it's easy. 73 yards. It's worked out quite well for me. Worked out quite well. I'm going to go 56. Going to get this one in tight here. I fancy a good one. Need to clean that grip, definitely, because that's twice now. It has slipped totally at the top of my hand. Oh, that is not good. 2 tee shots where I've been prime position and just hit an absolute shocker of a shot. In fact, I'm going to clean it now. There we go. Actually got some tack back on it. Took me all of 10 seconds. Why didn't you do that before, you idiot? It's a long way. I'm going to pace this one out just to see how bad that was. 25 pace is back to me down here. That's a half 60, that. All about my pace here. Oh, it jumped on me. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Just had a little bit of a bobble early on and it just took a little bit of sting out of it. I think if you hadn't had that, it would have had a good looking, because it was the good line. That's what you get for not cleaning your wedge and fatting it. Come on, confidence is king. Pushed it. Well, nothing wrong with the actual putting there. I left myself too much work to do. It was all that wedge shot that was the trouble. It takes me out of the red for the first time. Level par though, keep it going, don't care about the score, keep doing the same things. Right, I was debating on what to do. This used to be a lot tighter, these hedges used to be up quite a bit, and even down on the left there was more tree there, so it's actually a bit more open now. The bunker on the left hand side down on the fairway is 254, and there's another one down there as well that's 220, then the next one's a 330, so I was thinking 3-wood, but I'm going to go driver and just go down the left a little bit, stay away from the big copse of trees and let it just peel back into the centre. Still hitting it well, still going nicely, just now I've got a clean grip on the wedge, pretty much unstoppable. Ooh, a little bit toey, just right of the trap, softly. Yeah, it's not too bad, just off the fairway, but we go a little bit to the right with the dog leg, so I should have a straight shot down at the green there. Right, not what we wanted, we've gone a little bit further, obviously slightly out the toe, and it's just turned a little bit. I wanted to be a bit more in that here. We're faced with some overhanging canopies of the trees, but 132 I can hit like a little 3/4 little hooky 8 and get it down onto the green as the lie's not too bad. So back of the stance and just let it turn a bit. Oh, no, get over, don't go in there. That was the first time, the first shot where my mind has been somewhere else, and look what happened, completely duffed it. Not where we wanted to be. First lapse of concentration there, a 70-yard bunker shot off an upslope. I'm going to take my 50 and almost play it to hit it a bit heavy, catch a little bit of sand, but just let it pop up into the air. Too much sand. That was so awkward off that upslope. Oh dear, right, need to knuckle down here, up and down this next one. Not too bad there, got a chance, a little bit of a push, but we'll take it. Strike was bob on, distance was good, just direction was out. That will do. Damage limitation really after a sloppy shot and then finding myself in that bunker. Moral of the story, mind over matter, that's all that matters today. Just keep that mind in check, keep present, keep focused, and we're good. Turn over a tiny bit, didn't release it. That could be in trouble. Just that driving again, just that last shot and that one. Need to find the fairway, need to get the driver in play a little bit more again. Right, not ideal, but we've sort of drawn lucky. Got a pretty straight channel through, it's just this little overhanging branch there, so I'm going to go a little bit right of that, try and play for the draw. It's 140 up to the flag, 150 to the middle, so I think if I just try and hit the shot that I tried to hit on the previous one, a little bit more of a knockdown flighted 8, 3/4, little draw, try and just get it middle of the green, nothing special, and steady that ship again. Keep drawing. Perfect. About pin high, just to the right. That's more of what we need just to settle ourselves, and we got a little bit of a bad streak going on. Just a solid shot, start again, reset the timer. Very professional shot, pin high there. The temperature's just dropped and the wind's a little bit into. I struck that 8-iron really nicely. It's gone 140 through the air. I tell you what, summertime, hurry up. Want to be getting my 8-iron to like 155, big boy numbers. It's actually quite a nice putt, everything's gathering towards that hole from here. Slight bit of left to right in it. There we go, we get the bounce back. I told you I like the look of that one. Everything was gathering towards that hole. That's a 3. We're back to level par. All about that mindset for me today. Think in general, just in life, have a good mind, Matthew. So this 7th hole's actually changed a little bit over time. There's only 4 bunkers in the fairway now. There used to be 3 up the left hand side and 4 up the right hand side, with a further one up near the green. There is water at 310 yards. The last bunker up on the right is 280 yards. So I've got the forward out again, same play as the 4th hole, minus the dodgy wedge. We're just going to aim down the centre and just let this fade into the middle right hand side, just so we stay away from the traps, because it covers the others. It's just that one at the end that was the worry for driver, or the water. It's a good bad one down the right hand side, in play on the fairway. It'll do. Leaves me a good full wedge at the next one. 116 yards. Wind's a bit cold, wind's a little bit into. Normally a gap wedge of 50 goes 120 yards. I think today, I think that should be good, because it's 120 to the back from here. So I know I'm not going to fly it over, and it's only 94 to cover the water, so I can just go full out at my 50. Just a good one of these. And that leaves us right on the stick. Yeah, don't spin too much. That's the problem when you're hitting them harder. You are going to get a bit more zip, but we've got another look at birdie. That's all we want. That's what we're talking about there with that spin. Pitches up here and rips back. I was best part of 12 feet there. Now we're probably about 15 foot, so not too bad actually. Probably a better spot down here because I'm more up towards the hole. Little bit left to right. Everything folds again into this hole here, the way that's sat on that mound from this position. Oh my God, I thought that was going to break then. I thought that was perfect, right on the line I wanted. Just didn't swing as much, but simple par, that's what we like, simple pars. Like birdies and eagles, but those stressless pars are always nice. 8th hole's 156 all the way back to the flag today, going over a pond. I've gone 8 iron, I'm only going to hit a 3/4 one here. I just don't, the 9 iron, just with it being cold, if something bad were to happen, I just like 8 getting all the way out there, but just a 3/4 little cut one. I like that shot. It's right on the stick. Go a few yards, go a few yards. It wasn't my best strike. You can see that by where the divot is where I've struck that one. Tiny bit toey, but that's why, you know, factor that in for your shots. A completely awful strike, but factoring temperature in, strike and everything, it's actually not worked out too bad. We've only got about 25-30 feet here, so another good look at birdie. About 20% I think is the make percentage, so see if we can roll it in close. Let's just roll it in fact. Stay up, stay up. Ooh, a little bit bold there, just seemed to come out a tad quick. There we go. A little bit blasé that tapping there, if I do say so myself, but it's another par. We're 1 away from 9. I'm fairly happy with how this is going thus far. We'll check in after 9 though, see how we're going. So the 9th hole is a par 5, 480 straight down, some bunkers right and left side of the fairway which don't come into play, but then there's 3 up further in the distance that are about 80 yards from the green, so it's about getting them over. The pin's actually located right on the front middle today, so it's very accessible because there are some pot bunkers to the right of the side of the green and 1 up to the left. So good smash, just a little fade I think down here and let it just drift on the wind. And then we've got a good look at getting onto that green again, just commit to my shots I think and keep going. Oh, just not releasing the club face, it's down the right side. It's probably just going to bounce into the semi, it's pitched on the fairway. Just not quite getting that release, but we're getting there, we're getting there. It's striking well, it's getting distance, it's just direction we need to solve. Right, club of the day seems to be 8 iron. We've got another one into the green here. I've got 158. It's slightly uphill. It is downwind, but like I say, that temperature's dropped, so I don't think it's going as far. And the pin's pretty much only 3 or 4 paces on, so I have got a lot of room behind it. It's 166 to the middle, playing best part of 170 with the upslope. So 8 iron, little cut. There's only these trees up here that are just in the way, so that whatever that bush is called, the pink one behind the green. David Attenborough like knowledge, that one. Just going to hit a cut, a bit of a high cut off there. Should be somewhere around the flagstick. Cherry blossom tree. There we go, folks. Learning day every day here. Oh, that is such a bad strike. Be short enough not to get that trap. Again, questioning myself over that one, thinking, have I got too much club here? Two shots that I've hit like a dog have been where, during the actual stud over the ball and swinging, I'm actually asking myself questions of, am I doing the right thing? I've got to be committed before I actually swing it. That is another fat 8 iron. That's 2 of them. That one's gone about 130. Left ourselves a pretty straightforward pitch. The only thing is that it's actually running away from us. So I'm going to land it about 6 or 7 feet short of the green. Second bounce will be close to being on, and then it should just dribble pretty close to the flag. It's going to run towards the right of the flag as well. So just got to bear that in mind. Just nice touch here. Nothing special. Landed that about 5 feet more than I wanted. Didn't get any bite either. Struck it really well. I thought I was going to die out of there, but that is a cardinal sin when you've got an 8 iron into a par 5 and you're struggling for a birdie. Not what we want. Probably could have landed that a little bit more here, looking at how that's reacted. I didn't think it was going to shoot on as much, but you live and learn in this beautiful game. Just right edge for this putt. It's up the hill, so got to give it a hit. Come on. Didn't move at all. Actually went the other way, if anything, ever so slightly. Odd. So recap after 9 holes. I'm level par. I've hit 4 out of my 7 fairways, which is okay. They've not been drastic, like that miss there. The miss on 6 wasn't too wild. They're not massively detrimental. They just need to be a little bit tighter. Greens out of regulation, I've actually hit 8 out of 9. Only that one where I didn't give myself the opportunity to do it from being in the trouble on 5. I could have hit the green, but hit a poor 8 iron. Proximity to the hole could be a little bit better. Those couple of duff wedges and things like that. But overall, I think a pretty solid and fair score for level par. Just want to tighten that hit in the fairway a little bit better, and just need to get that strike a little bit better. Too many fats in there, so that's something just for me to bear in mind as we go through. But hopefully we improve those for the back 9 to get into the red. 10th hole's playing 400 yards today. There's a bunker up the left and a bunker up the right that aren't in play. Then there's one closer up to the green that's about 320. It's into the wind, so just get the driver straight down the middle. Let's see if we can just release it slightly, get that draw going. Still got that sort of hold from my old slice swinging at the minute, but just got to trust it. Everything else is good. And that is A1, straight at the trap that we're not going to reach, with a hair of draw, and it's a fairway found. Good start to the back 9. Pretty much the same shot here as I faced on 7, so 50 degree, 116 yards. I can just give it a good old hit this. Hold your line on that flag. Go! Oh, I just had a feeling. It just stalled in the air. That is cardinal, Matt. That was struck so well, and it's pitched on the front and just spun off. That is so annoying. I've hit that good. I was thinking maybe wedge, but I thought no, same as 7, probably a bit higher and a bit more open to the wind there. Looking at the shot on 7, I've actually got all of the hotel and the spa blocking the wind, as where here there's nothing, and it just did seem to stall a little bit then. It was 6 feet from being great, but that's golf. That's golf. Happy with the 2 swings though. Ball's actually pitched just here, so very close to being a good shot, but we now face a tricky one because we've got the upslope. I need to land it round there and let it just skid in. A couple of bounces, stone dead, or in the hole. Happy with that, committed, good strike. That's what we need. We need more of that, the commitment, seeing the shot, believing the shot, being the shot. too blasé again, but you know, when it's that close you can be. Cheeky par, off we go. Okay, the 11th hole is a par 4, a dogleg right to left. Again, a lot of the fairways look quite generous and open, but then they curve round the trees quite sharply. It's 370 yards, just got to get one up the right. There's 2 bunkers in the fairway, but they're not in play. It's more about just going up the right. Tiniest bit of draw on this one. Again, if I hit the same tee shot as the last, we're cooking on gas, baby. No, dead straight up the right. Be good. It's a good hit, good strike. I just need to have the confidence to release the club at the moment because they're middled and flighted nicely. Just not getting that 5 or 10 yards of draw that I want. Probably should just aim more down the middle and do the same thing. Similar sort of shot we're faced with here, just missed the fairway. I've only got one tree, I've got a wide opening gap. I've just got to hit a little drawy. It's 140 right to the back. So I'm going to go 9-iron this time. Get this a little bit of turn on it. The wind is off the right as well. We've just got to avoid the trees up ahead, but they shouldn't really be too much of an issue. Been quite lucky with my misses today. It's right on it. I don't know if that's long or the green does like have a bit of a plateau beyond it. It looked about the right distance, so hopefully we've caught a piece and we got a putt. Not bad distance control just on the fringe there, but it's a good look at birdie. Get in, you beauty. Good strike with the iron, good roll. We're back in the red, boys. Just what we wanted to see there. Apologies as well if you can hear the mowers. They're doing some good work over there. But nice little birdie, takes us back under the par bracket, 1 under. We've got the 12th now. This hole, I don't want to jinx myself, but it's a heck of a lot easier than it used to be. The bunkering has got a lot smaller and a lot shallower. Back in the day, there was 3 on the right or 2 on the right and 2 on the left, and they were serious pot bunkers. If you got in them, if you got up and down, it was an absolute belter, but a little bit shallower, so a little bit easier nowadays. Keep fading, keep fading. Tell you what, the irons since the lesson, I know there's been a couple of fat ones, but the proximity is getting much better. Good look at birdie here. I'm going to take you out because I've got a feeling not a lot in this. Again, the pins are actually in quite nice spots. They're almost gathering down to where you are if you hit them in the right spot. This is down the hill, left to right a fraction, and it should just fall towards the hole. Pushed it. Got the right pace and pushed it. Ah, that's annoying. It was another good look, but stressless par, that's what we want. We're ticking over. Let's see how we can keep going. 13th hole's 416 yards today. It's into the wind a little bit. There's some bunkers down at 290. There's 3 of them sort of in the middle of the fairway. So they're the ones that are in play. I'm going to hit a bit of a high fade just to try and take a couple of yards off it. Otherwise, if I get my draw and get it right, I think I'd be in them. So I think this club, tiny little fade down the left, and we should be on the right spectrum there. There we go. Bit more fade than I wanted, so it's probably just going to be right semi, but it's safe, struck well. It's what we want down here. Always a tough tee shot, that. Out of bounds, all the big mansions down the right that you don't want to put one into. Right, lucky I had the vibration on that, because 167 was my first one. It's actually 146, so that would have been in some trees at the back, luckily. I could check it on my watch as well. 146. Doesn't feel like the wind's affecting here. Slightly downhill as well. It's only 136 to the front, so I'm going to go 9-iron. Just a good one of these. I think there is still some wind up there once we get above the trees, so just a solid one of these is the right call, and those were the 3 bunkers that I was on about. Just that little fade working its magic there, so trust this 9-iron now. Let's stuff it in close. Let's get another birdie. Oh, just felt my hands absolutely wrap over on that. Get past it. Good news is we've covered that bunker. That might be on the green or it might just be on the fringe, but just a poor golf swing that more than anything. Not mind, it was just sloppy hands. Right, just missed the green ever so slightly. It was the right yardage. Just those hands wrapping around the face that caused me the issue with that draw. Just needed to feel my draw hold a little bit more, but I didn't. Hey ho, back to the matter at hand. We've got about 35-40 feet here. A little bit of right to left in it. And up near the flag it's actually left to right, but majoritively a bit more left to right, right to left. So I think this one we just cozy up near the hole, take our par, and I'm always happy with a par down here. Halfway down the roll of that I was thinking, well, a birdie will do as well. That looked quite nice, just a little jumpy, but cozied up pretty much, and we're out of here with a par. I don't mind that too much. It's always, like I say, a bit of a demanding hole, that one. So poor swing, take a par. It's those sort of times where when I make a bad golf swing, I don't make a big error and make a bogey, a double bogey. It's something like that where it's just a scrappy par almost. Just wasn't the best, but did the job. Off we go. So the 14th hole, they're actually rebuilding the 14th and the 15th tee. We can just see them here. Don't know about you, and comment down below. How good does fresh turf look when it's like laid and striped? I think it's one of the best looking things ever. Proper golfy, pervy thing, that, innit? But off the mat in the front, you can only play what the course is anyway. Still a tricky one because it's a raised green. There's two bunkers up at the front. It's 120 up to the flag that's tight left. Just going to play at it, but with a little bit of a cut. Don't want to make any silly mistakes. Just a nice comfortable wedge here. Room beyond the flag, like I say, nothing for short. Normally I would hit gap wedge, but like I say, don't leave it short, just get beyond. So nice one of these, my little cut. Let's keep this round rolling. I've shied away from it too much. I've really chickened out there. It's pin high on the right tier, but bit of a soft shot, that one. Well, that was a particularly safe shot. I would say professional, because I hit a poor one, chickened out, pitched up here and spun back. If I would have hit the same shot with my 50, I would have been down on the wrong tier and facing a serious lengthy putt. We've actually got only about 35 feet now, so it's very holeable. This would be a right bonus if I rocked this rat home. Let's see if we can do it. Get there. Towed that ever so slightly and it was right on line, but do you know what, from that length of putt we're happy just to have the tap in. Stays at 1 under par, 4 holes to go, and this stretch now is probably the best part of the golf course. 15, 16, 17 and 18, mega. The mere comes into play, comes into view. Strap in folks, it's going to be a finish. Hopefully a good one, not a car crash. So this 15th hole is playing at 350 today, and you're going straight down. There is a brook down at the bottom that off the back that is about another 40 yards back, depending on the wind, could come into play. It won't come into play today. We'll be up near the green, but the water's 180 from here, so 230 from down there, and it gets wider. If you were to flare it, it'd be about 260 nearly to carry it 250. But today it'll be just a smash up, and there's no real danger, and it's almost playing straight as where off the other tee back here it plays a little bit of a dog leg, but we can just go pretty much at the right side of the green, try and release it a little bit and get up close and take advantage here. That's the plan anyway. I've got my draw and it is straight down the throat of the green. Be a good bounce. Yeah, on the fairway we've got probably about 30-40 yards up to the front there, I reckon. See if we can make something of it. Hitting this wedge again, so I'm going to make sure I can't have that as an excuse, because I'm not wasting another good drive. We've got 59 yards to the flag. It's just go time here. Absolute go time. 56, chest to chest. Just pushed it ever so slightly. Got the right distance, bob on distance, but little push. Got maybe 15 to 18 feet for birdie, so it's looking good. It's looking good. I'm no good at guessing feet. I would say that's actually 10 foot. I've just been informed, so doing myself an injustice there. 10 footer, let's see if we can roll it in. It's a little tricky one. There's quite a bit of slope in this green from back to front, so it's going to move right to left. It's just not moved an inch. Annoying. I thought that was going to swing off the camber then, but it didn't. Stayed pretty straight on me. I feel like that's a wasted opportunity, one that we might need over these last three, but we're going. I'm taking the red now. We've got a tricky, if we get through 16, game on. That's all I'm saying, game on. The 16th hole is probably the hardest hole on the golf course. It's 410 yards from here today. It's a big sweeping dogleg right to left. Now, you could hit driver up and over, but I don't know if that's the play, whether you can get it up quick enough over here, or you just hit something down to the corner and then go in from there. It plays longer that way. You sort of need to hit it like 220, then 180. But I think, is that too tight for driver there? I can definitely get it up. See, this is the predicament now. What should sensible Nat do? Should he hit rescue club down or 4-iron down and then hit a 6-iron in? Or does he risk driver, lose ball, make double? We can make birdies on the last couple, so I'm going to hit my sensible stuff down here. I'm going to do it. Sensible is the way. So I've got enough room to the fence on the corner is 250 yards, so I can hit my rescue, just try and hug the trees a little bit and just get it up and over into the fairway, and I probably should have a 7 or an 8-iron left in, I think, all being well. I'm actually going to go a little bit slightly risque, peg it a little bit higher and just take it over the corner of the trees. Just a tiny push, get down. Yeah, just caught it a little bit heavy and it's safely in the fairway. I think that's the shot to go for. If I was in open qualifying, I would have definitely done that, let's put it that way. I'm not in there, I'm just 1 under par in the red. It's a place I've not been for a while, so I need to keep it going. Part 1 of the plan has been done with 180 to the flag. Just going to hit a nice 6-iron, comfortable one. A bit cold now, so I think this is the right one. Just a cutty 6-iron off a nice lie. That is the play. Ball's a bit above my feet here, so theoretically it should draw, but I can just hold a cut up against it, aim at the middle, and jobs are good. Oh dear, that has come out so strange. It's not bad. Had like it started to draw and then faded a little bit. There was a bit of mud on the golf ball, but it's up near the fringe. A little bit of up and down work to do. Escaped with my par and I'm happy. Very strange shot that. Felt like clay when I hit it. The two hardest bits are done though. Getting it off the tee and getting it up near the green. That's the tricky bit on this hole. Mind you, the green does have a nice Mackenzie in it. That's always tricky as well, but we'll see. We're going to make par. We're going to do it, folks. Let's go. Don't need to get too much loft on it. I can let it land up here and it's going to swing a bit. So aim right, let it swing in, let it swingy wingy. Fancy a chip in here. That would be outstanding. Simmer. I tell you what, halfway down that line then, that looked so good. Soft landing, trickled out. I thought it was just going to hit the left hand hard and just catch a piece, but pretty straightforward tapping. Get rid of that just like so. Blase tap-ins are the way to go, folks. That is a par. I am super happy with that one. I think earlier in the video I said I'd been thinking about holes and 16 was one of them. Now we've got, it won't be drivable today. It's another video with me, Rick and Pete and Carter. Phenomenal eagle on this hole. And then we've got a par 5 to finish, so 1 under. Don't let the score get into my head. Process down these last 2. And hopefully episode 2 will be a success. The 17th is playing 325 yards today. It should be technically a little bit off the left the wind and down, so it, you know, could maybe get the front edge if I absolutely killed it, but get it up there. There's bunker up near the green, but it won't be an issue too much. Just a good drive up the middle and just let it trickle back towards the right. Keep fading, keep fading. It's not going to be on the green, but it's on the fairway. Tiny bit of heel, but it's down there. Job done of a 3-part job. That's one. Don't want to tempt fate, but we've got a nice look at it down the green here. The pin's right at the back of the green. God, it's actually 70 yards away, that couldn't be any further down the back, because the front of the green is actually only 30 yards up in front of us, 35. So 56 degree, it is on a little bit of a down slope. Clean my grip, so there's no badness happening there. You can pitch this at the middle and let it run, so I'll probably play this a little bit more back in my stance and just try and hit a little bit of a low skidder and just got it running down the green and let it die down the slope. Probably only need to throw it about 50 yards really. Oh my God. Mid-flight, I was about to call that. I've played it perfectly. I've struck it that well and cleaned the wedge that much that it's just bit on me. I thought that was going to couple of bounces. I overestimated the downslope there. Anyway, 2 putts. We'll get out of here. We'll birdie the last just in case. Pitched it here. Pitched and stopped the last time when I did eagle this. The ground was baked out, so I thought it was going to react a little bit more like that. So a bit silly of me, but I actually hit the shot I wanted to, which is a positive. Just was picked wrongly. Now we've got a downhiller that's about 50 foot here, swinging left to right, about the same length putt I held for my eagle this. I think the pin's actually where my ball was and I was a bit more over there. Let's see if we can knock this one in then. Go that way. Stayed straight on me. I thought that was going to swing in a little bit more than that. A little bit of work left to do. Should go blasé tapping, but I think it needs a bit more care and attention, this one. Oh, I'll take that. Not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervy over the first putts, knowing that there was a potential 3 putt, but we go on to the last. 1 under par, par 5 to come. Let's not tempt fate, everyone. Let's not tempt fate. I hope it's a good ending. I hope it's a good ending. Weird, isn't it? I'm only playing golf for a YouTube vlog and I'm actually nervous about the outcome. Just goes to show. Actually means something to me. 18th today's 474 yards, par 5. It is a big sweeping dogleg left to right. Normally, depending on wind, you would play up to the top of the fairway here, but then it sweeps right and you would look down, but we are forwards a bit, so I can cut the corner, which normally I'd aim to hit the downslope and shoot it onto the second fairway, or second part of the fairway. So we're going to go just left of the edge of the trees in between there and the fairway really, and let it just cut round, and we should have like a mid-iron into the green, hopefully, if we get it right. So just at the end of the hotel really is a good line here, and just give it a tonk. Great line. Is that too far? Is that too straight? Was too straight on that line. Probably could have gone 30 yards right of that. We're going to be up on the top in the rough, but at least it's not wet in the mere. Right, this is going to be an interesting finish, folks. Let's hope it's not dead up there. So not too bad. Like I say, I probably could have aimed to be more over here. If you look back at where the tee is down there, we've gone dead straight as where I probably needed to skirt over this fir tree to be middle of the fairway and have probably a pitching wedge, if not a 50 in, but dead straight in the rough here, but it's not too bad. And I am looking straight down the green. That is only 185 yards away. Now the back is 188, so it's not far from the back. So I think I'm going to hit 7-iron, because you don't want to go big because that's into the mere. So 7-iron, solid one of those. Uh-oh, get down. Struck it well, it's just come out funky. I think that's going to be in a bunker on the right hand side. You can see all the sclaffy mud. It just sort of squirted a bit out then. It must have probably had a bit of mud on the ball, but it's to be expected when you're not on a fairway. Okay, so we've just missed the bunker. It's actually pitched pretty close and trickled away. We've got a straightforward pitch here. Probably should have taken into account the wind's actually pushing it a bit to the right there. I didn't really factor that in. but got about 30 yards up to a flag that's right on the edge of the green there, but land it around here somewhere hopefully, and it should skip and just release up. That's the plan anyway. Pretty happy with it. I can't, is it close? It looks about 2-3 feet. Oh, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Came out a little bit lower than expected, but it's done the job. Right then, carry on with our old blasé tap-ins. There we go, folks, in the red, episode 2. We're 2 under. We've done it, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Next episode, by the way, is from an absolutely Bobby Dazzler of a golf course. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned, hit the subscribe. In the red, season 2. It's going not too bad so far this season. Let's hope it carries on. Thanks, Mir, for having us. See you in the next one.